Recently, NASA's Perseverance rover returned back some amazing film from Mars that shows the peculiar Valinor Hills in a way never seen before. Perseverance has been exploring the Red Planet and returning incredible images since arriving in 2021. Could these old landscapes conceal something more? Let's investigate what the cameras are seeing that is driving scientists insane. The robot has recently accomplished a remarkable feat. It has returned video footage of a location known to scientists as the Valinor Hills. This region of Mars is unlike anything we have ever seen, and the footage that has been gathered has captivated millions of people worldwide in addition to scientists. It's obvious that what Perseverance captured is far more astounding than anyone could have imagined before we go any farther into the Valinor Hills discovery, and this won't be the last item to leave you dumbfounded. It has been said that this footage is unearthly, showing the bare splendor and topography of Mars in a way that has never been achieved by any other mission. The robot traveled into the Valinor Hills, an area that had not been visited before, and the images it returned are regarded as some of the most amazing pictures of Mars to date. They show off an absolutely foreign yet familiar scenery with high hills, angular rock formations, and wide stretches of sand and dust that stretch to the horizon. We'll examine more closely at the mission itself, how this footage was taken, the science behind the hills, and why this finding is a major turning point in our continuous investigation of Mars in this in-depth analysis of Perseverance's amazing imagery from Valinor Hills. The star of NASA's Mars 2020 project is without a question the Perseverance rover. This sophisticated device was created especially to investigate the Jezero crater on Mars, an old and scientifically rich region that is thought to have once been home to a sizable lake. This landing site was not randomly selected. Jezero crater is a great place to look for evidence of prehistoric microbial life because it is thought to have once been home to a river delta. NASA set out to find the answer to one of the most important questions of our day: was there ever life on Mars? By landing here. More than just a moving camera, Perseverance is. In essence, it functions as a fully functional mobile research laboratory located millions of miles from Earth. The rover is equipped with an array of cutting-edge instruments, like as state-of-the-art spectrometers, ground-penetrating radar, high-resolution cameras, and an arm that can drill and gather samples of Martian soil and rock. The diminutive helicopter known as Ingenuity, one of the robot's most talked about comrades on this trip, has been instrumental in identifying potential exploration locations for the rover. Originally intended as a demonstration of powered flight in the thin atmosphere of Mars, Ingenuity soon proved to be a crucial tool, offering overhead views that directed Perseverance's journey, particularly in the direction of the Valinor Hills. However, the robot is not only meant for exploration. Additionally, it fits into NASA's bigger strategy for upcoming human expeditions to Mars. In order to examine Martian material up close, the rover's job is to gather rock samples that will eventually be returned to Earth by future missions. The robot is also assisting NASA in testing new technology, like devices that produce oxygen from the Martian atmosphere, that will be essential for future human exploration of the Red Planet. Before we get into the details of the Valinor Hills discovery, it's critical to recognize how this moment has been made possible by the robot's state-of-the-art technology. The amazing footage that has astounded scientists and the general public was captured and sent back by the rover thanks to its high-definition cameras, sensors, and autonomous navigation system. One of the most thrilling discoveries made thus far in the Perseverance expedition is the finding of the Valinor Hills. These hills, which are part of the Jezero crater and were previously unexplored, are distinguished from the surrounding Martian terrain by their steep slopes, rough appearance, and massive rock formations. Given that it was modeled after the ethereal realm of Valinor from J.R.R. Tolkien's epic fantasy classic, The Lord of the Rings, the moniker, Valinor Hills, seems especially appropriate. Scientists were quick to make a connection between Valinor and the Martian highlands after viewing images of the former. Valinor is characterized as a region of breathtaking beauty and wonder. We now take a closer look at the science and what these ancient rocks might be able to tell us after viewing the breathtaking images from the Valinor Hills. Valinor Hills perfectly expresses the sense of majesty and wonder that this area inspires. It appears as though one of Mars' best-kept secrets is being revealed, and humanity is now getting a peek of it. Even though the discovery's name seems flowery, the science underlying it is quite real. Because they most likely include some of the earliest rock formations in the Jezero crater, the Valinor Hills have drawn a lot of attention from scientists. These rocks might reveal important details about the early history of Mars, such as whether or not the planet originally supported life. The striking visual beauty of the Valinor Hills adds to their allure. The environment shown in the video that the robot sent back appears to be something out of a science fiction film. Sharp edges create long shadows across the Martian surface as jagged rock formations rise from the dusty plains. The hills themselves seem to be a blend of deep reds, oranges, and browns, producing a color scheme that is both foreign and familiar at the same time, with a hardness that is distinctly Martian. The color scheme is reminiscent of Earth's deserts. However, the finding of this undiscovered jewel on Mars is fascinating for reasons beyond mere aesthetics. It also gives a major opportunity for science. The Valinor Hills contain rocky, uneven terrain that is challenging to maneuver, but to the robot's autonomous driving skills and ingenuity's aerial surveying, this area has been explored in a way that has not been possible for past rovers. The video that Perseverance managed to obtain from the Valinor Hills is truly amazing. We are presented with an unmatched perspective of the Martian terrain by this high-definition footage, which reveals a level of clarity and detail not seen in prior Mars missions. The film provides a view into another world that is both beautiful and weird, from the rocky outcrops that rise steeply from the ground to the dust swirling in the thin Martian air. The way that light and shadow move across the Martian landscape is among the most remarkable features of this footage. Because Mars' atmosphere is significantly thinner than Earth's, sunlight strikes the surface of the planet more directly and unfiltered. Long shadows are produced as a result, producing a striking contrast between light and dark that gives the scenery a dramatic, almost unsettling appearance. This lighting accentuates the jaggedness and sharp ridges of the rocks even more, giving the footage the appearance of a scene from a far-off, abandoned planet, which is, of course, precisely what it is. The video has an amazing amount of detail as well. We are able to observe the intricate rock textures, sediment layers that have accumulated over billions of years, and minute color changes that provide insight into Mars' geological history because of the sophisticated cameras on board the robot. The video features a spectrum of hues, from rich reds and oranges to muted yellows and browns, interspersed with black and gray areas. The color scheme has a somewhat comforting yet alien quality. The fact that this movie is not only stunning to watch but also jam-packed with insightful scientific data is what makes it so important. Scientists can gain additional insight into the processes that sculpted the Martian terrain by examining the textures and patterns of the rocks. The film also offers hints on the past climate of the planet. Old riverbeds and worn rock formations indicate that Mars used to be considerably wetter than it is now. The footage of the Valinor Hills emphasizes Mars' extreme isolation and desolation. There is only an unending stretches of rock and dust, with no indications of life, vegetation, or water. Despite its harsh and brutal nature, Mars has an eerie beauty that gives the impression that it is a world full of wonder and opportunity. The Valinor Hills are a geological treasure trove, according to science. Some of the Jezero crater's oldest rock formations, thought to date back billions of years, may be found in this area of Mars. Understanding Mars' early history, especially the time when the planet was considerably wetter and probably more conducive to life, depends on these ancient rocks. While we are still thinking about the robot's discoveries, let's examine the significance of these rocks for researchers looking for evidence of Martian life. The Valinor Hills' predominant sedimentary geological composition is one of the main factors contributing to its significance. Sedimentary rocks are formed on Earth when particles build up and compact over time in water-rich environments like riverbeds, lakes, and seas. Fossils of extinct life forms are frequently preserved in this kind of rock, and scientists are hopeful that Mars may be an exception. These rocks may contain the remains of bacteria or other life forms that were once on Mars and are just waiting to be found. These rocks will be thoroughly studied as part of Perseverance's mission, and the rover is outfitted with tools that can do a molecular analysis of the rock's composition. The objective is to look for biosignatures, or physical or chemical indications of life, inside the rocks. The building blocks of life, known as organic molecules, or particular patterns found in rocks that are indicative of biological activity, could be examples of this. Apart from the hunt for life, the Valinor Hills may hold important clues about the past environment of Mars. Scientists can discover more about how the planet's ecosystem has evolved throughout time by examining the layers of rock. For instance, the presence of some minerals may suggest that water formerly traversed the region, whereas the presence of other minerals may hint at the presence of ice or volcanic activity. Our comprehension of Mars as a whole will improve with each new discovery regarding the Valinor Hills. Beyond only being a breathtaking visual achievement, the footage of the Valinor Hills heralds a new phase of robotic Mars research. Technology hampered Mars missions for many years. Early rovers such as Spirit and Sojourner could only travel short distances and take photographs with comparatively low resolution. However, NASA has embarked into a new exploration phase with the robot, one that blends cutting-edge technology with a revitalized focus on scientific discovery. Some of the most advanced technology ever transported to Mars is aboard Perseverance. Its sensors can determine the chemical composition of rocks and soil, its high-definition cameras record photos, and its autonomous navigation system lets it navigate across difficult terrain that would have been unfeasible for previous rovers. As a result, the robot is now able to investigate areas like the Valinor Hills in previously unheard-of detail and is returning data that is assisting scientists in answering some of the planet's mysteries. Additionally, the Ingenuity helicopter, the robot's buddy, has given Mars research a fresh angle. By using aerial reconnaissance to fly over the Valinor Hills and other locations, Ingenuity has been able to direct the robot's movements and assist in locating spots of importance. With the use of this aerial perspective, scientists may now observe Mars from previously unattainable angles, opening up new avenues for research. It's not only about what the robot is doing on Mars in this new era of exploration, it's also about what lies ahead. The rock samples that the robot is collecting will be collected by NASA's Mars Sample Return mission, which is scheduled to launch in the late 1920s and return the samples to Earth for examination. Since this would be the first time Martian material has been returned to Earth, scientists will be able to learn even more about the planet. Not only does the footage of the Valinor Hills show Mars as it is right now, but it also provides a glimpse into the planet's past and future. Mars was not always the chilly, arid desert that it is now. The ancient rocks in the hills depict a previous era. The planet's surface was covered in liquid water billions of years ago, and perhaps the conditions were favorable for life to exist there. Scientists are trying to piece together the climate history of Mars and discover more about how the planet changed into the desolate place it is today by examining these rocks. We are also getting ready for the future with the help of this footage. NASA intends to launch humans to Mars in the next few decades, and the robot's data collection will be essential to the success of those missions. For example, the film of the Valinor Hills may be able to assist scientists in locating possible landing locations for next missions or areas that may contain significant resources, such as water. Having established the significance of the Valinor Hills, let's examine how this finding alters the course of Mars exploration and possible future developments. In addition, the video offers a preview of what humans could encounter on Mars in the future. The Valinor Hills' untamed landscape, soaring rock formations, and wide, empty plains are only a taste of what lies in store for adventurers to come. A new generation of scientists, engineers, and space enthusiasts are being inspired by the movie, which vividly depicts Mars in a way that neither a textbook nor a computer simulation could, and they are ready to explore the Red Planet. The robot's ability to spark interest in and participation in space travel is among the most important components of its mission, especially in light of the footage it has taken of the Valinor Hills. Space missions were once thought to be far off, highly technical projects that were only available to scientists and engineers. But today, anybody may experience space exploration because of technological breakthroughs and the influence of social media. NASA has worked hard to make the public aware of the robot's journey, providing updates, photos, and movies from the rover on a regular basis. This has made it possible for millions of people to follow the robot's exploration of Mars from all around the world, and the video of the Valinor Hills has proven to be one of the most compelling parts of the expedition thus far. Seeing this footage for the first time serves as a reminder of how amazing space exploration can be for a lot of people. People of all ages have been captivated by the Martian landscape's beauty and the feeling of exploration it offers. The robot's footage has impacted lives in ways that go far beyond the realm of science, whether they are school children aspiring to be astronauts, artists creating works inspired by Mars, or scientists wanting to discover the planet's secrets. Another potent reminder of the value of curiosity is provided by the footage of the Valinor Hills. We still have a lot to learn about Mars, and each new picture or video that the robot sends back completes the picture. NASA invites the public to ask questions, explore the unknown, and never give up on learning new things by making this footage available to the public. Even if the video of the Valinor Hills is amazing, it's crucial to keep in mind that the robot's journey is only getting started. There is still a great deal of Mars that the rover needs to investigate, and every new finding advances our knowledge of the planet's past and future exploration possibilities. Perseverance will keep exploring the Jezero crater and beyond in the upcoming months and years, gathering additional samples and transmitting back more video. The mission of the rover is expected to run for at least 2 Earth years, but Perseverance may be able to work for much longer, as we have seen with other Mars rovers. Going even farther ahead, Perseverance's data will be vital to upcoming Mars missions, particularly the proposed human expeditions to the Red Planet. Scientists on Earth will examine the rock samples that Perseverance gathers, and the results will be extremely significant in revealing details about the temperature, geology, and possibilities for life on Mars. We will be better equipped to handle the difficulties of landing people on Mars thanks to this knowledge, which will also help us comprehend the resources that the planet has to offer. The sense of possibility that Perseverance's goal conveys, though, may be the most exhilarating of all. As with all the other discoveries the rover has made, the footage of the Valinor Hills serves as a reminder of Mars' immense potential. There's still so much to discover about the Red Planet, whether it's through the hunt for extinct life forms, the exploration of uncharted territory, or the planning of human expeditions. In conclusion, NASA's Perseverance rover's footage of the Valinor Hills represents a significant milestone in the history of Mars exploration. It's not just about the breathtaking views of the steep slopes and jagged rocks, though those are undoubtedly breathtaking. It's also about the discovery's scientific and exploratory significance. Understanding the past, present, and future of Mars requires an understanding of the Valinor Hills. Some of the most important issues concerning Mars, such as whether life has ever existed there and how its environment has changed over billions of years, may be answered by the rocks in these hills. This footage is more than simply a beautiful image to scientists, it's a goldmine of information that can yield unexpected findings. Is everything that Perseverance discovered on Mars being released by NASA, or is there something they might be withholding? Please share your thoughts with us, and remember to like and subscribe for more.